So what?
Oh my God! Is it them? Is it the family? Is it the Killer Bee Nation?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Now, look at her. She's like, yeah, this is the last job of the day. I'm tired. Get this fucking swarm and get out of here. Welcome back, everyone. Of course, Reed Booth here for those of you that are new to the channel. Killer Bee guy. We got Hosh on the last job of the day. Open your eyes and say hello. Say good afternoon. He's sleeping back there. Okay, he's not sleeping, but he's sure. We're both have had it handed to
We're
us.
bushed.
We're
And
bushed.
speaking of bushes,
Speaking of bushes, so this is Andy. Andy has been in Bisbee for a couple of years or something now.
Yep.
And beautiful part of town here. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. You got views of old Mexico. And like I told him, when we're this close to old Mexico, we call the bees bee legals. It's technical. It's in the manual, for crying out loud. Anyway, the coolest thing is that Andy saw the swarm come in. Oh, tell everybody what happened.
Well, I just drove up the driveway up to the garage and realized that I was surrounded by bees, and was like, what, you know? And I was just like, what's going on? The air's dark all of a sudden. And I realized it was bees, and I looked to the side and I saw them gathering in the bush.
Oh, you actually saw them? Oh my God, that is so
yeah,
cool.
I was smart enough not to get out the car. I drove away again.
Ah,
and I called you.
Smarty pants.
Yeah.
Smarty pants. Good. Saving lives one hive at a time. Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And that's so smart, because a hive like this, you know, there have been instances now, and regularly, like a couple of times a month even, because we do the removal for all the ranchers and cowboys and shit out here. Swarms flying by on a ranch and veering off and attacking people and livestock unprovoked.
Wow.
Now, you said that you guys kept bees in Northern Cal?
Yeah.
In Northern California.
Yeah. They were sweet as can be.
As it were.
Yeah.
Sweet as can be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Pun intended.
Pun, and I always intend them too, actually. Yeah. And it was a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Now they're there. I mean, these guys are there. It may not be the saturation level that we have here. It's 100% and has been for a long time. But they killed a beekeeper in Connecticut. We had a stinging incident in Manchester, New Hampshire.
So what does it even mean that they become Africanized?
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. That is a really good question. Okay, it's a crossbreed, is what it is. So why in the hell would they do that? Okay, well, first of all, it's very fascinating that honeybees, okay, when you say our original honeybees that we love, that we grew up with, European honeybees, okay, yes, oh, dear to my heart. I was the biggest bee hugger in the damn world in the late 80s and early 90s until these little bastards moved in. But they're called European honeybees. Have you ever heard of a southwestern honeybee? No. Canadian honeybee? No. How about a New Jersey honeybee? Definitely not. A Mexican honeybee? No. Peruvian? They're invasive to the Western Hemisphere. Honeybees don't belong in the Western Hemisphere in any form. In fact, the Native Americans hated them so much when they first brought them in the early 1600s. They called them white man's flies. The Europeans brought them over. Now, at the end of our YouTube vids, which a lot of you guys have already seen in the credits, that's on the actual videos, we have a map. It's the coolest map because it shows the invasion of not Africanized bees from south to north, but European honeybees from east to west. There were no honeybees in the state of Arizona before 1872. Isn't that just amazing? So all of our native plants, all of our ocotillos, which are in bloom right now, and they're absolutely beautiful. And I mean, it's just the desert. This is kind of turning into a poor excuse for a desert, isn't it?
It does rain a lot. I came here from England to get away from the rain.
Thank you for bringing it with you. We appreciate that. Now, England, that's east of Elfrida, right?
Just a little.
Little. Okay, I was just checking just to make sure that. Anyway. So everything's in bloom. All of our native plants do not need honeybees for pollination. They do need our native pollinators. And the problem, especially with these Africanized bees, so back to the Africanization. What the hell is an Africanized bee besides Satan's spawn? Okay, in the 1950s, a Brazilian scientist went to South Africa to procure pure African queen bees for experiments in crossbreeding between the pure African and the European, which they did. And a really cool fact about this is that when he went and got all these pure South African queen bees, only 63 made it back alive. So all this fucking mayhem is from 63 queen bees. It's amazing. There's such a strong gene. But like when you crossbreed two purebred dogs, you never know what you're going to end up with.
Mhm.
That's what happened here. So the reason they were crossbreeding them was because the pure African bee was known to be tough as nails, disease resistant. European bees were sickly, you know that. You had to treat them, you had to feed them, you had to read them bedtime stories and shit. And they made some honey, but these guys made up twice as much. So of course Brazil wanted to be a player on the world honey game, and they did it at the cost of everything. And so they got all that. They got disease resistance, they got honey production, they got better pollination, they also got meaner than shit. Of course they didn't know that,
Right.
you know. So the crossbreed, you take African, European to make Africanized. And so, and then of course they didn't escape. A guy accidentally, whatever, ignorantly let them out. You know how we used to put screens on the entrance of the hive to prevent them from swarming?
Mhm.
Because the queen is bigger and she couldn't get out, but the
Right.
worker bees have to wriggle through, but they can get through. So this guy was just new on the job, and he saw all these screens on these hives and went, oh, they're having trouble getting through. And pulled them off. And I have a job. That's
Job security.
job security, weird as shit. So they escaped, and they quickly infiltrated that area, and then they spread it out about 300 miles a year. Well, south and west from Brazil, not too far to go. North, hell of a long way. So they got into Texas in about 1991, Arizona in 93, and changed the face of it. I mean, got no small beekeepers anymore. It's too dangerous.
Right.
You know, it's all romance. And so when you put two and two together, where not only are honeybees invasive to the Western Hemisphere and compete with our native pollinators for food source and housing, then you add the Africanized thing, honeymoons, fuck it, we gotta get rid of them. We'll never get rid of them.
Right.
Well, be like getting rid of, you know, mosquitoes or flies. It's not gonna happen. We just can't have them living in our room.
Right.
You know, too deadly. So, you had said you had a couple more questions?
Mainly I wanted to know about that.
Does anybody out in Killer Bee Nation land got any questions?
None yet.
Oh, it's because I taught everybody everything already. They already know. Anyway, and they still do. They make twice as much honey, but what a pain in the ass. You know, we've come to the conclusion of, Andy, is that wherever European bees can survive, which is Canada, etc., these guys can thrive.
Right.
They've been found in Alberta.
Right.
It's just unbelievable.
Actually, I'm also noticing your suit because when I was beekeeping bees in California, I had a light white suit.
Canvas or ripstop?
It was just like
Canvas.
linen.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
It was,
Oh, they can
this
sting
is-
right
this-
through
right,
those.
I'm
Oh,
assuming
my.
this is a heavy duty.
Well, it is like a triple layer waffle weave, so it's kind of like wearing
Right.
grandma's bedspread. But they, so the only way they can sting through this is if it gets wet and sticks to the skin for some reason, whether it's sweat, rain, or honey. Because, you know, we'll be under trailers, cut and comb and all that shit, honey dripping, and you learn quickly, holy shit. You know, the thing I hate about mostly actually is being under something and have the net fall against my face. Bam! Right there. And it's like somebody popped you. It's like tears.
Do they have a worse sting than the European
No.
bees?
Yeah,
It's
another
just-
great question, actually. The stings are the same. The honey's the same.
Mhm.
The only difference between different types of honeys is the type of nectar the bees are getting off the flowers. So the stings are the same. The problem is that when they do that initial sting, it sends an alarm pheromone to the rest of the hive. I've seen them come out of a 1-inch hole at 1,000 per second,
Wow.
just like somebody turned on a high-pressure water hose. And that's the problem. Is the stings are the same, but if you got 50,000 of them on your ass, right?
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
Good.
And of course, it only takes about 500 stings to equal a rattlesnake bite. So, and we're seeing hives, Andy, of 100, 200, and 300,000 bees every day.
How many bees are in a swarm
That
like
size of a swarm will have 6,000 or 7,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, of course, as you know, they act as an organism. They are a unit. They don't move into a new home a dozen at a time.
Right.
I have seen a ball like that. Like you saw it coagulate in what, 15 minutes or something? Or
Yeah.
less? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a ball like that disappear into a hole like that in 30 seconds.
Mhm.
Cool as shit. It's like somebody pouring liquid in, you know? It's just
Right.
amazing. So, actually, what a beautiful time of day down here, man. You
It
did
is.
well.
Yeah, we have the best sunset. Yeah.
It's just awesome. The sunsets here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Way too good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely awesome. So, anybody got any questions?
I think we're good.
Really? I know. I don't know why I'm so handsome. Just leave it alone. I've never figured it out. No one has. Anyway. All right, so we're going to throw on our gloves. And have we got a few people with us?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Usually we have a shitload of questions or whatever. Oh, late in the day. And our last job, how many have we done today, Hosh? 4 or 5? 120? Yesterday,
I can't remember.
we told you guys we had 5 up under our belts at about 6:30 in the evening?
Yeah.
No, it was 7. No wonder I slept like a dead person. I tell you right now.
If bees die, do we die?
No, that's a really good question also. Okay, if all bees die, yes. Native pollinators? Okay. But honeybees? No. People lived in the Western Hemisphere without honeybees for eons. Now, they didn't have all the melons and almonds and blueberries and Whole Foods, right? So honeybees, we need honeybees for 3 things. European, or we don't need Africanized for any damn thing. But we need honeybees in the Western Hemisphere. Okay, honeybees belong in Europe, Asia, and Africa. That's where they're from. Here, we need them for 3 things. We like honey. Awesome. We need them to pollinate our fruit trees and gardens, which are mostly invasive. And monoculture, big agriculture. Because it is true that without honeybees, monoculture and big ag can't survive.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know of anybody that's ever died of a blueberry deficiency though.
I'm working on it. I hope they have a sale at
Yeah.
Safeway here. I'll tell you right. Blueberry deficiency. That was good, Osh. That was good. All right, Senor. So we're gonna put on the full armor, and if you hear what sounds like a little girl screaming, it's okay. It's both of us. Never mind. Anyway.
Thank
So,
you.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. We're gonna go ahead and take care of it for you, and then I'll come back over and get my clipboard and settle up with you.
Sort it out.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Let's go live from the hive. Yes, indeed. And now a word from our sponsor. Hi, if you'd like to buy some honey, go to KillerBeeGuy.com and get some honey. Well, welcome back to Live from the Hive. Yeah, if you've seen us at the end of the day, we get a little goofier and shit. I said goofier. Yeah, because holy shit. Okay, we know what we need, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my gloves on over
All right,
here.
very good.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody. Let's see here. How are we doing? So, for those of you who are new to the channel, we're Killer Bee Exterminators. Killer bees are a hybridized honeybee that was created in Brazil in the 1950s, the late 50s. They invaded the U.S. in the early 90s, and by 1998 it was determined that in Arizona, 100% of the wild hives, the feral unmanaged honeybee hives, are Africanized, aka killer bees. It's a big deal because they're very aggressive. They kill people, they kill livestock, they kill pets, they kill wild animals all the time. And they're an existential threat to our native pollinators. They're bad for the ecosystem here. So we don't ask questions, we exterminate them. And this guy's been at it for 35 years.
Does it look like it? Certainly does fucking feel like it, I'll tell you, right? We've been putting in 14-hour days, you guys, and 300 miles a day on the truck. Oh my God, my brain is falling out. My stinger's fine, but my brain is falling out. So anyway, is that a TMI? I'm fooling myself. Leave me alone.
My stinger's falling off and my brain is fine.
And your brain is fine. Betwixt us both, will lick the platter clean. So anyway. Oh my God. Oh damn it, where's the theme music? Here they come to save the day. So we're having capes made, and I just had to throw that in there because we can.
Yes.
You
And
know,
speaking of capes,
Speaking of capers.
I mean, I saw that video of that cop that was attacked.
Oh,
in
did
LA.
you guys hear about that in LA?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there was you did see the video.
Yeah.
So in Los Angeles, was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
Anyway, this a volunteer police department, like in a suburb, correct?
I think so.
And so you see him without a suit on, of course, right? But you see him, you Google it, and you'll find it. So he's walking along, and all of a sudden he starts doing this shit. It looked unprovoked, the attack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It looked like he was just minding his business.
He was.
Maybe on patrol or something. And so it might have been a swarm, like what we're talking about here. So he's walking around, and all of a sudden he starts doing this. you know.
Yeah.
And then he starts doing this, and he starts.
They
so-
took him down.
They actually
put-
took that.
they
poor
put him
guy
on the
down.
ground.
He goes only about from here to the road, right?
Yeah, they stung him up.
And then he just hits the deck. Now on the video, did you see the whole video? I didn't. Where did they show what happened to him?
No, he just fell over and then was in the hospital. You
Son
know?
of a bitch,
So,
man. And then there was a big incident in Florida, right? Florida Bob. He's a good buddy of ours on that station. I hope everybody's with us. It's the last job of the day. Oh my God, thank God. We have more lined up tomorrow. So there. But as Florida Bob is on, he sent us a link to an incident that I think happened today where these guys were poking around an abandoned house, right, Hosh?
oh yeah, that's right.
And they got into
Going
it. And,
around.
and
They
I'm
look like
driving
us
along
bee
here in the
hunting.
fire truck, and Hosh is playing it, and all I could hear were screams.
Yeah, yeah.
And those are Hosh's.
Yeah.
No, anyway. Just kidding.
Yeah. No, you're going to see, unfortunately, you're going to see more and more of this stuff. And people are going to continue to fetishize honeybees because that's the culture.
That's an
And
awfully big word this late in the day.
and we're going to keep killing them because they're fucking evil.
Yeah, we like our people. You know what? I'm going to put them on top of here. This is a swarm that we got just a few hours ago that's dead now, you little bastards. Up at that lady in Sierra Vista that got trapped in her garage. And so we had to rescue them. These guys were mean, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
They were vicious. So I think all we really need, we got this down to a science with the swarms, a science swarm. We use because you see a swarm like that is kind of like an onion, and we don't want them to all peel off and start attacking, which you can see on any of our videos. So we're going to use our spray adhesive and then our pyrethrin, which is a pesticide made from chrysanthemum flowers that kills on contact. And we got to isolate it and make this quick, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, I
You
got it. Thank you.
You got everything?
So yeah.
Okay.
So come on along, everybody.
Yeah.
Come on along for the ride.
It's hard to say how long it takes for an area to become heavily saturated. You know, like Alberta and, you know, British Columbia and all of this.
I mean, here in Arizona, it took about 6 years.
Right. It took about 6 years to become 100% saturated. So it's
Look at how busy.
hard to say. There's a number of factors
Look at how
dependent.
busy they are here.
Yeah.
Wow, they're active. Holy shit! Look at this, guys. So there's 5,000 maybe
Yeah.
bees there, and you know, so it's ridiculous. It's just now what weird behavior that we've seen, which you hear me talk about, and I'm going to keep talking while I do this. This is our non-toxic spray adhesive. Like I said, this is a bomb. If we were to start spraying them right now, or even joggle the tree, it could be
It would
like
explode.
a bomb that would explode.
Yeah, they're kind of agitated.
They are agitated. You can see how fast they're moving and their wings are beating. They're like, something is wrong here. About 50% of the swarms that we're removing from tree limbs, they are building honeycomb right on the tree limb. Now, Andy, if you're watching, you know that's science fiction. Andy kept bees. This is who has the place here. Kept bees in Northern Cal, but he had the nice bees. Look at it. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
We can just send that to somebody we really love. Anyway,
And we love so many people.
the gift that keeps on stinging.
Yes.
So a bees building, European bees would never, ever build. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna spray.
Yeah.
They just moved in. He got to see them come in. So now this is our pyrethrin. So we're gonna kills on contact, working beautifully. So we give it a douse. It's made from chrysanthemum flowers. I mean, you still don't want to have a shot of it in the morning. And read your labels when you're using any pesticides, even if you're a homeowner and you go get it at the hardware store or whatever. Because your labels are there to protect you and the neighbors and your dog and their dogs and every other damn thing and the environment. So we're knocking them down. We're killing them. They are invasive. Now, like I said, 50% of the swarms like this hanging on tree limbs or branches would build right there, which is just ridiculous. Just unheard of shit.
Hey, wow, they're mean.
Yeah, they are. Yep, they're mean. Got to give them another little dose of the medicine here. So,
Yes, they need their medicine.
yes, they do. They need their medicine to keep us healthy. That's a symbiotic. No, it's not. All right, so now all these bees flying around, don't worry, they're all going to come right back here. They'll probably land up here in the bush or something like that.
Yeah,
Right,
they don't escape. That's not what they do.
Right. It's a good question, though. Do they escape? They have nowhere else to go. You know what they're like? They're like individual cells of an organism that can fly out and come back. That's what they literally are. For instance, they can't go to another hive. The only reason that bees visit a hive other than their own is to steal honey. They're just total Vikings. They're horrible. So we're really doing good here, making quick work of this. Man, it's been a long couple of weeks, huh, Hosh?
Oh boy.
Oh boy, is right. Gonna sleep like a dead swarm of bees
Yes.
tonight. So all of these bees. So what we did was we knocked them down before the. So most of these are dead. We're gonna continue knocking them down, and then the bees on the ground, the ants will get. So that's a moot subject. I just like that word actually.
Moot?
Yeah, it's a cool word. So now I'm gonna break this off and get these branches in here, because they have the pheromone of the bees that were hanging on
Yeah.
and so the bush will be fine.
Well, these aren't your grandfather's honeybees.
No.
I understand your grandfather used to keep bees, but these are literally not the same bees.
No, they're genetically different. Genetically different, and they may look, well, they do look the same. That's part of the problem. You can't tell by looking. So they look the same and genetically different. They behave completely differently. So I'm going to put that lid on actually. So now these guys are going to the great resting hive in the sky. And now we're going to give these guys a few minutes to coagulate. And
they do actually go to heaven. There is a place for them.
but they take the long way through hell, and it takes forever.
There's a place for them in the Pleiades somewhere.
In the B80s?
In the Pleiades.
In the B.
They go to Beetlejuice.
That's good. We get weird. The longer the day goes on, the weirder we get.
Yes.
At least him.
Yes, at least me.
At least. So this is our non-toxic spray adhesive that we use to seize their wings, and they drop to the ground like rocks. Now, of course, even after we leave, we're not going to get them all. It's like herding cats. You're not going to get them all. But the bees are left over. They're remnant bees. They can't go to another hive. They'll ball up probably, I don't know, they haven't decided anywhere yet. But they are, and I keep going back to this analogy, they're like an amputated limb. And, you can live without your finger, but your finger can't live without you. So he's going to have the finger here. And they will die off if it rains overnight, because it'll drown them out. Other than that, it might take a couple days, but they won't be aggressive, at least this batch, I can tell. Sometimes they will. Sometimes, what we did just a little bit ago for Paula. Right, Hosh? Meaner and shit.
Yes.
A swarm. Kind of
Yes.
like this. Just different temperament. Meaner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
Well, yeah, and it was a similar situation. It's a funny thing. Reed and I talk a lot about, where we don't talk about it, but we notice, it's like the same types of jobs. We'll have multiples of the same types of jobs in a day.
Yeah, or a week or something. It'll be like bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam.
Sa-
I was like, well, what
same
the hell
types
is
of
that about? Did
behavior.
they get the memo?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody swarm, It's
Yes.
like,
There's
or
a
everybody
memo
be mean, or,
from, Asshole Central.
Yeah, right. And I am the chief proctologist.
Yes.
And so now this is working really well, actually, because even to the bees in a hive or a swarm, these bees don't matter to them. The only one that means anything is the queen. She's the heart and soul of the matter. These are literally individual cells of an organism. That's all they are. They don't even matter to each other. And so the problem with these Africanized hives is that when the alarm pheromone goes through the hive, they all turn into white blood cells. Meaner than shit. I mean, they all turn into white blood cells. And they will sacrifice themselves. I've seen the air so saturated with attack pheromone that they're stinging. You heard me say it before, Killer Bee Nation. Birds flying overhead, telephone poles, tires on trucks. They don't care.
Yes.
They're just nuclear.
It's a real bitch when they sting your truck tires.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
People go through truck tires out here like
it's horrible.
crazy.
It's horrible. You know what I always say? Thank God these guys ain't that big. It'd be hell on windshields, wouldn't
In
it?
my dreams, they are.
In my, those are not dreams, those are nightmares. Those are not dreams. Calm down. No, this is really mitigating the threat live from the hive. That's right. God,
Yeah.
I love it. I got that voice down, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to requeen out here.
It's a
And
temporary
The
fix.
reason is fine. You requeen this group of goofballs. You requeen in a controlled environment. So if we requeen this, which would be a hassle and a half, you see that big wide open space out there? All of that? Full of Africanized honeybee hives.
Yep.
Packed. Like thousands and thousands and thousands of Africanized honeybee hives.
They're everywhere.
And that means that if we requeen this little ball of bees, in days,
they will become Africanized.
they become Africanized again because all those honeybee hives out there are Africanized.
Yeah,
so
and so-
it's a nice thought,
And-
and it
and
doesn't work.
it is a
And
nice
also,
thought.
honeybees
It's a
are
waste
invasive anyway.
Waste of
so-
money, time, and it still endangers you and everybody else.
And all you're doing is selecting the lesser of two evils.
They're invasive.
They're all invasive.
Honeybees are invasive to the Western Hemisphere. If you're the ultimate, they are the ultimate form of colonization. They're like the buffalo grass of the insect world.
Yeah.
You know, and so people, environmentalists, think they're doing such a damn good job by keeping honeybees in their backyard. It's the opposite. They're hurting the environment. Our environment does not need honeybees here. They're horrible for our environment.
Oh yeah, you can't be a beekeeper and an environmentalist at
No,
the same
it's an
time.
oxymoron.
It's a conflict
Everybody
of
thought
interest.
you could. Hey, in Europe you can. Do it.
In
Not
Africa,
here.
you can.
In Africa, you can. In Asia, you can. That's where they belong. Here, you are hurting the environment by keeping a beehive. It's sad but true. It took me a while to wrap my head around it because it was, it's ingrained into us. Oh, the sweet little honeybee, Winnie the Pooh, and all that shit, right?
Winnie the Pooh and all that shit.
And all bear shit. Been a long day, so tough. I don't care. Anyway, fucking Christ.
Does Winnie the Pooh shit in the woods?
I'm assuming.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes, but in that red
Anyway.
shirt, which
Well,
is
let's
just
let's
ridiculous.
go over and make sure that.
Yeah, we made quick work of
There,
this.
Andy.
They were spicy. They're still a little spicy.
Yeah,
Spicy bees.
Put some more Tabasco on them; they'll get spicier.
Right.
So, all right, we're gonna take this over there, and then we're gonna go over and bring you guys along. We'll say, we'll tell Andy how lucky he is to know us. I mean, anyway, and then we're gonna wrap it up for the day because I need some rest. Jesus crying out loud! I tell you right now.
Oh yeah, and like New Zealand, yeah, they do that. They do that stuff here too. They bring, the professionals bring honeybees into the almond orchards and the blueberry, orchards and all that stuff in California, and that is what it is. You're using one invasive species to pollinate and
Invasive species.
prop up another invasive species, and that's just that. But honeybees are not native to the Americas.
No, they don't
It's
belong here.
it's that simple, and neither do almond trees.
No, neither is a bad attitude.
But we're not going to worry about any of it. But we're not worried so much about professional beekeepers.
No, they know what they're doing. They're pros. They requeen. They do it all in house.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why people always say, "Oh, why don't you take these to, a bee yard or a bee farm?" Well, Jesus, it'd be like taking a mutt that you found on the corner to a poodle breeder. Are they going to want your mutt? No,
They don't want your mutt.
they don't want my mutt. I know, no one does. Yeah, we dodged a mullet on that one. That's in Key and Cochise County. You don't dodge a bullet, you dodge a mullet.
Yes, there are so many mullets here.
Yeah, so many mullets here. Were you able to watch?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. Did you hear that? How we got to dodge a mullet? We didn't dodge a bullet here in Cochise County. We dodged a mullet.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Every day of the week.
We
Every
did
day
it.
of the
We
week.
did it. We did it. We
Yeah.
did it. Okay, come on, theme song. Here they come. Says the day. Anyway.
You lost me on that one.
Oh, here they come. It's like
Old
Mighty Mouse,
American
Mighty
cartoon.
Mouse. Old American cartoon. Anyway, so Hank.
Got a cobra.
Get in the truck. Run to the truck.
Bonk, bonk. Get out of here, you little bastard. Anyway, they give a whole new meaning to the word biatch.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, any questions, buddy?
No, that was great. Thanks for explaining it as you went.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love it. Killer Bee Nation, it could really help a lot if you go over to YouTube and hit the membership button. And I finally figured that shit out after all these years, about 2 weeks ago. Like a dumbass, I tell you. But we have 3 different levels, and on the top one, you actually get a jar of honey sent to you every month. And so, and plus you get to know us more personally. No, that's not a sale. That's we don't want to drive people away. Anyway, Thank you so much for coming along, you guys. I'm beat. I gotta go get some rest. I know Hosh is beat also. Go to KillerBeeGuy.com and get some honey. Do it now. I'm watching. Hurry up. Come on. Get some honey. Anyway, did we lose reception?
I'm gonna go get some honey.
Oh, for fuck's sake. He's gonna go to the, not you, Hosh. Jesus, God, I tell you right now. I have this power over people. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Say goodnight, Andy.
Thank you. Bye, kids. Glad you could tune in.
We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We got a bee removal in a tree, a big oak tree over south of Sierra Vista that has bees in it, and so God only knows. This morning we thought we only had one job. What time is it? Okay, well, say goodnight, Hosh.
All right. Good night, Hosh.
And if you have a ball of bees hanging in a tree, oh wait a minute, these are Hosh's lines.
If you've got a ball of bees hanging in a bush in your yard, call an exterminator. Don't call a beekeeper. Killer bees are in all the lower 48 states. And, you know, it's just a matter of time. Every one of these feral hives is a bomb waiting to go off. Check out our Douglas video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Later on, everybody, thanks for being with us. Stay safe. Don't try this at home. We're professionals. If you want to do this, contact your local pest management division. Find out what you need to get licensed later on.